This is Kevin Benedict, Independent Mobility Analyst, reporting live from London, England this week, and I'm just off of Oxford Street, and I have the opportunity and the pleasure of interviewing Jay Bopa Rai, who's the Director of Technical Services for Europe for Coney Solutions. Jay, thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure.
Some questions for you.
Okay.
What are some of the challenges and the technical challenges, if we would, are you hearing from customers here in Europe?
Okay, it's probably not that dissimilar to what we're hearing from customers, say, in North America and sort of the rest of the world as well. I think the biggest single challenge people are facing is that 2 years ago, they built a great looking application. They got it out there, it worked well. And it was well received by their users, and it's been fantastic. But since then, all they've done is keep trying to maintain that application for new releases of software. Every 6 months there's a new release of the OS, there may be new devices coming along, or there's new categories of devices turning up. 2 years ago, iPad, not a big thing. But of course now, it's a significant part of the mix if you're going to do mobile applications. I think that's one of the challenges which I'm seeing over and over again, is that people are saying they can't innovate. All they're doing is running to keep still, maintaining these applications which are like 2 years old now onto the latest platforms. And that really does play very strongly to the idea about having a single application definition that can be built out and delivered onto multiple devices.
Okay.
And also having somebody else manage the updates to keep the application running on the newest devices coming up. So one example, we were talking to a telco a couple of days back, and these guys have got a very nice, simple little application, which is just customer self-service application. Very simple. But because it's a telco, they're releasing new handsets all the time. They have to make sure their handsets carry on working with the application every time. So they have done nothing for the last 2 years other than keep building new versions of the application each month.
So that's going to take a lot of resources.
Huge amount of resources. I mean, they actually have 3 teams at the moment working full time on just maintaining the applications, rather than actually producing better looking applications, putting extra functionality in, or hooking it into the billing system so you can actually get like the individual call transactions rather than just rounded off information, which is what they're delivering at the moment. So they're not really kind of able to satisfy their customers' needs. Instead, they just kind of maintain onto the next platform, the next platform, and the next platform.
One of the things, Jay, that I teach in my enterprise mobility workshops is that mobile apps have a beginning, but they never have an end.
This is it. And that is sadly just so true. If you were a kind of high brand organization, you might create, I don't know, an app which is going to last for the Olympics, which is fine. They can create something, it looks great, going to get used for a few weeks, thrown away, forgotten, deleted off people's devices. And that's fine, that's perfect. You can do that quickly, relatively cheaply, and you don't have any maintenance. But the minute you get to any high value applications, which are actually delivering genuine value, integrating into people's lives in the sort of way of bank accounts, financial information, the telephone mobile operator I mentioned, or a whole plethora of other applications like employee applications. You're doing your HR expenses, time recording type applications. The minute you get into anything more substantial than just a little bit of glitz, you do end up looking after that application forever. And I think that is a real key challenge for anybody looking to deliver a meaningful application into their marketplace, and then having to sustain that for years to come.
So, and I imagine that Coney then has advice in an answer or a suggested methodology for dealing with that.
I think it's really in 2 parts. One is the platform itself allows you to develop a single definition, and from that definition you can generate the application for all channels, all devices, and we can optimize the delivery of the application onto a device depending on its form factor, its capabilities, memory, and so on and so forth. And our database has got about 9,500 devices already in it.
9,500?
Yeah, and it grows every month because as the new handsets come out, we keep adding them and sort of registering their capability within our system.
I don't want that job.
No, but we have a building full of engineers who are doing nothing but that, and that really is, and I suspect one of the uniques is that the size of the engineering team here is like nothing compared to other organizations I've certainly worked at, and substantially bigger than any other part of the business. Yeah. So what Kony does is it provides the single application definition, which can be deployed, built, and then delivered onto multiple handsets, either as a native application, the mobile web application, or a hybrid application, which is proven quite popular in certain areas. So they can do that. And it does it without compromise. So you're not working to the lowest common denominator, but you're working to the best capabilities of the device. And you can actually build the application so it looks as good as it can be on that device. And it will run in the right form factor. The application will look great for the screen of that device. So that's one area. The second area we have is that as a Kony customer, Kony takes care of keeping up with the mobile chaos. So we actually have a unique promise to our customers, which is from the moment a new operating system is released into the developer community, we will provide support for that within 30 days. Okay? When a new device and a new operating system is released into the community, into the developer community, which is broadly available before it goes public, basically, we'll provide support for that within 90 days. And those are the maximum times. You know, for something like an iPad, like when the new iPad came out, we had that done in a few days, really. We're ready.
So, Jay, I want to thank you very much for sharing all this with our audience and helping us learn what you're hearing here in Europe.
It's been a pleasure.